Hey, what's up guys? Frank here with another video, and today I wanted to make a video to compare the Productor Chrome extension with the Podly Chrome extensions, more specifically to the trademark checker. And the reason I wanted to make this video is that because very recently I had problems related to trademarks, and with these extensions, and most specifically with this listing that I have right here. Okay, this listing got rejected, and so because of that I wanted to compare the Productor trademark checker with the Podly trademark checker and see and compare and test the differences. Okay, and so if trademarks are an important thing for you, more specifically for Amazon merch, then this video could be for you. Okay, and keep in mind that these extensions might change in the future because, these extensions are always evolving. Okay, so let's go right in. Okay, so basically on the left side of my screen, I have Productor in a browser, and on the right, I have Podly in another browser. So now let's talk about the trademarks button. Productor has two trademarks button. It has the trademark US and it also has the trademark EM for the European marketplaces. Podly has one trademark button that checks all the marketplaces. Now, when seeing this, the first thing that comes to my mind is that why is Productor only has two buttons? Okay, yes, there's the US marketplace and the European marketplace, but the European marketplace is actually pretty vague. Okay, I mean, the European market actually includes multiple marketplaces. I mean, the UK, the German, the France, Italy, and Spain are all in Europe. Okay, but each of those marketplaces have different offices. So the fact that they say European marketplace is pretty vague and pretty incomplete. What does that mean exactly? Does that mean that it includes all these marketplaces, or only some of them, or actually none of them? And so you see, there are different offices around the world, and yes, the European market it has some trademark, but Germany has its own trademarks, and France has its own trademark, Spain has its own trademark. And so the fact that they only say European marketplace, I find that pretty vague and incomplete and can lead to confusion. The great thing about Podly is that there's one button that actually checks all the marketplaces from all the different offices. So to be honest, I think that Podly does a better job for this. I find that Podly is way more precise and clearer with these things. And this thing about trademark European kind of scares me a little bit, and I kind of want to do some tests that we'll do later on. And so if I click on the US button for the Productor extension, then I'm going to see all the trademarks related to the US marketplace. And if I click trademark for European market, I'm going to see all the trademarks for the European market. But again, what does that mean, European market? Does that mean all the European marketplaces from all the different marketplaces from Amazon? It's quite unclear. And so when I see this, it leads me to some sort of confusion, okay? And so now let's check with Podly here. Podly here, the great thing about Podly is that you're able to see all the different offices and all the different classes and the different status, and you're able to put some filters on it, which you get to see exactly what you want to see. So in this case, my listing has a bunch of trademarks all around the world. But you see here, for example, I find some trademarks related to UK, Great Britain, okay? But if I check on Productor, I don't think I was getting these. You see, I get a bunch of trademarks about the European market, but I don't get the trademarks about the Great Britain and UK. So that kind of scares me a little bit from Productor, okay? I think, yes, Podly has much more results and information, but I prefer having much more information and make better decisions than being confused with Productor. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is the information shown by these two extensions, okay? And so, Productor only shows you the trademarks that are live and registers right now, and some of them are pending. So the great thing about this is that you don't get the useless information about the ended status or expired status, which Podly shows sometimes, okay? So in Podly, it's not really relevant to have the expired status, and it's not really relevant to have the ended status. I mean, you can filter it, but I just like that Productor shows only the relevant information. Another cool thing about Productor is that they actually highlight the most important classes, okay? And so here, everything that you see in red are important classes for Amazon merch, okay? And so 9, for example, is related to phone cases, okay? So when you see 9 as a class, that means that it is phone cases. And 25 is the class for clothing, so everything related to clothing, like the t-shirts and the hoodies, those are all clothings. So I like the fact that they highlight the most important classes, but there's some things that I don't like, because here I see that the class 20 here is not highlighted, and the class 18 here is not highlighted, because those are actually important classes, okay? And so here, the class 18 is the class relevant to cloth bags, okay? And so the cloth bag here is the class 18, but it is not highlighting it. So I don't know if there's a problem with this one, but it should be highlighted. And the other thing also with the class 20, the class 20 is the pillow. The class 20 is the pillow. So this pillow here is relevant to the class 20, but this one is not highlighted. And so, yes, Productor highlights a bunch of information and highlights a bunch of classes, but they don't seem to highlight everything. So you have to be very careful. And so here in Podly, you get all the information from all the things, and it's up to you to filter the right information. So now I just wanted to find a trademark that has a bunch of trademarks all around the world, so that we can test how each extension behave. So basically, I just found a random brand that I don't really know, and it's called Jill Sander. Okay, and Jill Sander, when I look at it, it has a bunch of trademarks basically all around the world, okay? In the US, in the Germany, in UK, and in the European market, and basically all around the world, okay? So this should be pretty obvious on how each extension behave. So what I'm going to do here is simply going to add the trademark in the brand, okay, and then I'm gonna check for trademarks again. So now I'm gonna start with the European market here, and Jill Sander, it seems to appear only in the European market, but it doesn't seem to appear anywhere else. Like it is supposed to have trademarks in UK and in Germany and also in US. Let's check US. Okay, so it appears here in the US, but when I check the European market, then it seems like here it is missing some information related to UK and Germany. So if I was testing such a trademark, then I wouldn't know which marketplace to upload to. And let's see now with Podly, okay? So now let's check with Podly. I'm gonna check registered, and I'm gonna check multi because Jill Sander is a multi-word, and you see Podly is able to get all the different offices from these. Okay, so now I'm getting the US, I'm getting the UK, I'm getting the worldwide, but it seems like I am missing some European markets. I'm also missing Germany. Jill Sander for Germany. It seems like I'm missing this one. So I think both are missing some information here. Okay, so let's try with another test here. And I'm gonna test here Tom Taylor, which is a brand that I don't really know, but from what I'm seeing here is that Tom Taylor also has a bunch of trademarks all around the world, okay? So here I'm just checking on Podly for Tom Taylor, and I can see that there's a trademark worldwide about this one. There's a trademark in Germany about this one. There's also another trademark in UK about this one, the European market about this one, and a bunch more about different marketplaces. Basically, there are marketplaces all around the world, also in the US and more in Germany, okay? So let's go and try this. So I'm just gonna copy paste Tom Taylor in both listing and see how it behaves. So let's start with the US for Productor. Okay, so here in US it seems to get it. Tom Taylor, I can see Tom Taylor here, and that seems pretty much right. Now let's check for the European marketplace. Is getting Tom Taylor for the European marketplaces, but not really for anything else. Okay, so here it is supposed to get the Germany is supposed to get the UK, it's supposed to get many more. So I think it is missing some things here. Now let's check with Podly. Tom Taylor. I'm gonna check multi-word. And then from Podly, I get that it is worldwide, and I get that it is from UK and the US as well. But for some reason, it doesn't seem to get the Germany one, and it doesn't seem to be getting the European market one. Okay, so there's also European market ones as well, but it doesn't seem to be getting it. Okay, so here I just wanted to do one last test, and the trademark that I'm testing right now is Momox. And Momox also has a bunch of trademarks that are registered a little bit around the world as well. So there's a Momox fashion in Germany, and there's also another in worldwide, European market, and also in UK and Germany. So I'm just gonna get this trademark and apply it on both listings. So I'm just going to copy paste right here, and I'm gonna copy paste right here. So I'm gonna check for trademarks, and I'm gonna check for trademarks on both sides. And here on Productor seems to be getting Momox on the European market, but it also gets another Momox here in the European market, but it doesn't seem to be getting the Momox in the UK, and it doesn't seem to be getting the Momox in the Germany. So that could be a problem as well. And so now let's check with the US. Okay, so it is getting the momux from the US, which is a great thing. So now let's try with Podly. Podly, I'm gonna check registered. And Podly doesn't seem to be getting the momux trademark. So I'm not sure why, but Podly doesn't seem to be getting the momux trademark at all for some reason. So I don't know if there's a bug or something like that, because I don't have any filters right now, so I'm not quite sure. I mean, there's fashion here, but you see it seems to be getting the yellow one. So the word is in yellow, so it is getting it, but I don't see the trademark when I look for it. And it is also not getting both word momux fashion, which I'm quite worried about. And so in conclusion, I think that both extensions are great, but I think like both of them are quite incomplete and they don't show exactly all the information. And so if you're checking for trademarks in any of these extensions, you should always be worried about trademarks that could be missing or something. Okay, yes, these tools, they give you broad ideas about trademarks, but ultimately they don't seem to show everything. I don't know if they have bugs or something. So I think that it is much more safer to check for trademarks literally on the website, because on the website it actually shows you all the trademarks without any exception. While these extensions, yes, they might show some information, but ultimately they don't seem to show all the information. So I'm not sure if those are bugs or something like that, but my recommendation as of right now is to make sure to check the trademarks literally on the website and not from these extensions. And so I hope that this video was helpful to you, and if it was valuable to you, you could like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comment or question, you can leave them below. And that's it for this video, okay? Peace.